May I just ask you about the heat, because it's very hot. We're actually about 2 hours later than kick-off tomorrow. How do you think your players will deal with that? You've been here 2 weeks. And also, is it too early for Rodri maybe to make a start tomorrow?
Sorry?
Is it also too early for Rodri to make a start tomorrow in this sort of heat?
No, but the hot is it's obviously, so we cannot change it, right? So it's better to play like the last stadium like we played. That was fantastic, but I think all the teams have to handle it. So it's what it is for the new World Cup, next World Cup. The people know it already. But yeah, we have to be ready to suffer. And Rodri, can play, cannot play. Of course, it's not for 90 minutes, but play the last minute 30 minutes, 35. So is making a step forward. The last 3-4 days didn't have no problems, but some niggles that sometimes have. He's happy that we can add minutes to him.
Sure.
Hi, Pep. We are reaching the end of the group stage of a new tournament. Is there something special, different, interesting that you have noticed in this new tournament so far?
Different about?
Different, interesting in terms of football, in terms of environment. Did you notice something good for the tournament?
No. The good players always are the good players. The good teams always are good teams. The not good teams always are not good teams. Depends of, the performance. In terms not bad teams, for the fact that maybe they are playing a good level. So the South American teams, they are more in maybe form because they are in the middle of competition. The rest of the teams, Euro teams, is at the end of the season or beginning of the season. Like you can see it, and but no much difference, I would say. I think everybody's complaining a bit for the weather, but it's what it is. So it's hot and humidity and difficult for everyone. That's why the speed and, for example, our rhythm, the last game was higher than the first game. The first game, it was so hot. It was at 12 p.m. was so hard. And it depends on, I would say, it depends on that.
Sure. Hi, Pep. We saw you having a kickabout with the players on the beach the other day. You're looking in great shape, by the way. Does it feel like a happier place than last season? Is it more relaxed around the club at the moment?
I can't understand much well all the questions. So. Before I arrived, after the end of the season, that had been so demanding emotionally for the fact that was not the best season in terms of the consistency in the results. I decided, of course, we're going to here to compete. We're going to make a good training sessions, but the rest of the day I want to completely relax the players. So they want to play golf. They want to go to the beach. They want to be in the pool. They want to be with their families. They want to, when we can give a day off. Otherwise, it will be so difficult for all of us mentally. So we are in an incredible place, and that's why I make different activities together, sometimes alone, to revive fresh the training session, especially the day of the games. We don't want to spend energy during the 3-4 days before the games. Otherwise, with this hot humidity, it will be so tough. Because when we finish the season and we restart, we didn't lose physical condition. Most of the players went to the national team, but not more of them, but Bernardo, Ruben, for example, they went, Josko, they went to national team, so they didn't have day off. So that's why it's a question to maintain a little bit and being, relax and have fun in that period. Because we have 11 months ahead of us, every game's every 3 days, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days. That's why I decide that, guys, do whatever you want. As much in the training session, in the morning of the game, you are fine, you are fit, it's good enough.
Hi, Pep. There was news the other day that Rico Lewis has picked up a three-match ban. I just wondered what your thoughts were on that, and whether FIFA had sort of said anything about your appeal and the comparison between Rico's tackle and Nicholas Jackson's tackle for Chelsea, because he only got 2 matches.
But I didn't speak. I don't know who's the boss for the referees. Colina. I didn't have the honor to talk with Colina, so whether it's a why is 2 or 3. So I'm pretty sure the referees don't know what is Rico. So it's the sweetest and the kindest, and sometimes as a defender, I said you have to be more aggressive. It's an action like it's never intention. I know the image can pretend to be, but both are on the floor and the inners, with your action. Unfortunately, touch a little bit the lips. I know could be apparently tough, but it's not. But it's Rico Lewis, right? So I can imagine what happened in another type of player, but it's what it is. So they make 3 games. They have more time to rest. They can be more times with the beach. Rico, they have more rest. Be with her. He's a girlfriend, and we'll be back hopefully if we go through in the next games or during the season. But I know Rico, and never his intention to hurt anyone, and the history of him is there. But if I want to show how serious they are, okay, accept the 3 games and move forward.
Olá, Pepe, Lucas Bayer, Finance Brasil. Como analisa esse nível futebolístico nesta fase de grupos do Mundial? E foi tal como imaginavas pela fase de grupos?
Yeah. So, few surprises. There are group stages, groups that are tougher than the other ones. For example, Atletico Madrid did really well, so 6 points. Normally 6 points you are qualified, but the group from PSG and I think Flamengo is the other one, so it's tough. So we'll see now. Start the real opponents for us. Not the real. I respect a lot with that and the team from UAE, Alain, but of course now start the teams like, of course, Juventus is a big name, and of course if in the last 16 whatever opponent we're going to face will be tough. The important is that when we arrive here to be the next stage, we make the first step, and now hopefully we can improve. We are away from our best. There are many things we have to improve. Even the 6-0 result, there are things that still we are not doing well, but it's completely normal right now. Hopefully every game we can do better and better, to improve.
Hi, Pepe. Thiago Amaral from ESPN Brazil. Ederson is entering his last year of contract, and in the last few years, some speculations about he left in the club went out. There's any chance that this will be his last season at Man City?
So I don't know what I can say. That I'm so pleased, and the light that I'm seeing in the training session, and the light with Eddie is still with us. So we cannot define what we have done this incredible, spectacular decade altogether without him. His contribution has been massive in many aspects, and I'm really pleased.
Hi, Pep. Obviously, the Juventus game is in theory your biggest test of this group stage, and I know you've spoken about how difficult last season was, and you've come here and said this is a fresh start and it's a new season. Do you feel like the players have been able to put what happened last season out of their minds when they're approaching a big game against Juventus, and there won't be any kind of hangover from some of the results possibly that they had last season?
And the season is over. When we won the treble and quadruples and so on, it was over. It's past. So of course we don't want to live again the season that we lived last season, but it's past. So when I see what we can build, and I see many things that I like in terms of connection between the players that helps to be together. That because during the season we had a lot of time together, but training session home, travel, game home. Here we are 24, 27 together, and that's nice. So I'm seeing the things. The season will be tough, we know it, but in the other terms, I'm so positive that we will do it many good things.
Hi, Pep. Ed from Sky Sports. We've seen quite a lot of rotation from you so far during this tournament. Could we see the same again tomorrow? And also, I think Echeverri went off at half-time the other day. Is he okay?
No. Have some problem in the ankle. Will be 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks out. Unfortunately, we feel so sorry for him, for all of us. But yeah, we're going to play new players, and the next game new players too. Yeah. and the second half too. So I made the selection tomorrow on the lineup thinking in the second half, because with these conditions we are not ready to play in the rhythm we are playing for 90 minutes. So we are going to, hopefully we could make more substitutions, but no, it's fine.
Buonasera, Emanuele Gamba, La Repubblica. L'ultima volta che avete incontrato la Juventus c'era un altro allenatore e anche un progetto di calcio forse un po' lontano dalla tradizione classica italiana. Oggi ne trova un altro e probabilmente una Juventus più tradizionale. Volevo sapere cosa pensa di questo e anche dove mette questa Coppa del Mondo nella gerarchia dei trofei stagionali. Quanta importanza le dà?
Una volta siamo qua, vogliamo farlo bene. Non lo so, sarà dimenticato dopo 1, 2, 3 giorni, finisce questo torneo. Quello riguarda la Juventus, è sempre un grande d'Italia, senza dubbio. Era forte quando lo abbiamo trovato in Champions League, quando noi abbiamo in quel momento il periodo più brutto della stagione, non eravamo capaci di vincere una partita, non eravamo bene. E l'approccio diverso con Tudor è una squadra molto aggressiva, con un senso di marcatura a uomo, e dobbiamo leggere bene, dobbiamo fare equipo fisicamente molto forte, con grande talento in mezzo campo, con inserimenti. Però da una partita che va giocata, speriamo che anda bene.
Back here, Pet Nathaniel Rivas with the local CBS TV station. You've been to Orlando before.